Welcome, dear friends, to Call the Wordsmith. I'm a poet, vocalist, proud sesquipedalian, and mental health podcaster, and today we step into the nocturne of The Night Does Not Belong to God by Sleep Token. Before we begin, may I kindly ask that you like, comment, and share this video wherever kindred souls may find it, and subscribe if you haven't already. My heartfelt gratitude also goes to every wonderful person whose names graces us on the screen for supporting this channel. Should you wish to become part of that ever-growing fellowship, you'll find all of the relevant links in the description below. To quote Shakespeare, "If music be the food of love, let us play on." Okay, so this is The Night Does Not Belong to God by Sleep Token. If you end up enjoying this, please do subscribe. I think there's more than 70% of you that are not. So if you could subscribe, I'd be deeply grateful. I am trying to get to 100,000 subs. But without further bloody ado, let's dive straight into it. What's the significance of these symbols? It's pretty. Okay, so there's a bit of melodic ostinato, which is a repeatable rhythmic pattern. Yeah, this is going to be a slow build. What genre would this? Oh, vessel. So beautiful. Oh. Nice step down. Oh, those lyrics. Oh, that's deep. I'm counting for a reason. Okay, I'm going to pause it there. So he said the night comes down like heaven 8 times. So obviously that's very significant. So let's dive into it. The music, his vocals, the drummer. Who is the drummer? The drummer is insane. Everything is just so unbelievably beautiful. All right, so viewers, there is something profoundly beguiling about this passage because it presents daylight not merely as a time of illumination, but as a realm of order, virtue, and quiet certainty. To live by daylight with angels by your side, or angels at your side rather, evokes the comforting architecture of innocence, where Life's contours appear clearly defined beneath the benevolent gaze of the rising of the sun. Yet what I found particularly interesting here is that Sleep Token, Vessel, almost immediately unsettles that tranquility with the haunting admission that memory itself is transient. You remember everything only till the sun recedes once again. Now, that's a metaphor, albeit an exquisite metaphor for the human condition. When you think of it, how often do our convictions, our composure, and even our identities seem steadfast beneath the clarity of day, only to become elusive as darkness gathers? It's an interesting thought and very thought-provoking. And then what comes after it is that mesmerizing refrain. The night comes down like heaven. Now, that is a paradox of extraordinary beauty. Night, as we know, is so often portrayed as the province of fear, uncertainty, or despair. Yet here it descends with almost celestial tenderness, as though darkness itself offers a sanctuary rather than a sentence. The repeated incantation, I think he sang that about 8 times, it transforms the lyric into something resembling a liturgy, each iteration dissolving the boundary between contemplation and surrender, until the words cease to feel sung and instead become breathed into existence. And you know what? It's just a total masterstroke from him, honestly. It's economy of poetry, and it's inviting us to consider that perhaps the divine is not found solely in the brilliance of daylight, but equally within the sacred obscurity where we are finally compelled to confront ourselves. Maybe I deep that too much, but that's my interpretation. Okay, I am like the depth of these lyrics. It's Ren, Fozia, Sleep Token. For me, those three are just such fantastic songwriters. Honestly, the best in the world, in my opinion. But anyway, let's keep it going. Whites of your eyes? Okay. Is that him singing in head voice? Ooh. Go on, Vessel. Oh, it's gorgeous. Okay, singing to a lover. So I'm going to stop it there. Those lyrics were actually quite heavy, and they unfolded a lot of the meaning for the song to me. So it's, again, superb stuff. Okay, so now, if the opening of the song painted daylight as a sanctuary of certainty, then the verses that we just listened to now gently but inexorably dissolves those boundaries, ushering us into a realm where identity itself begins to blur. The whites of your eyes turn black in the low light. Now that, I think, is a remarkably evocative image, because it's suggesting that darkness does not simply conceal, it transforms. The very features by which we recognize one another become indistinct, allowing the ordinary to assume an almost sacred quality. That notion in and of itself is beautifully reinforced by the phrase, in turning divine. Now that's implying that transcendence is not achieved through ascension into light, but through surrender to the shadows. I mean, I'm absolutely loving the lyricism here. There is something exquisitely bittersweet in the lovers becoming, what word did he use? Entwined. Because the Well, the imagery speaks not merely of physical closeness, but of souls woven together so completely that their individual boundaries seem to disappear. And yet, the lyric refuses to indulge in romantic performance. I know for the last time you will not be mine. Now that arrives with, I would say, restraint. No. Devastating restraint. Because it's accepting the inevitability of separation without bitterness or protest. So I would say it is resignation rather than rebellion. And then as you go on, there's a plea. So give me the night. And that becomes infinitely more poignant. It is not a request to prolong darkness for its own sake, but to preserve the fleeting interval in which love still feels tangible, where reality has not yet reclaimed what the heart desperately wishes to keep. So I think in Vessel's hands and with his beautiful voice, the night becomes both cathedral and refuge, a liminal sanctuary where love may not endure forever, but where, for at least one final moment, and a very precious moment at that, it can still exist untouched by the uncompromising light of morning. Okay, I'm expecting mad things from Vessel Sleep Token here, because after 4 reactions, I'm quite used to that now. So here we go. Oh, drumming. Oh, I lost my count. They're so good. Oh. Actually making me tear up. It's so good. Wow. That actually changes the song a fair bit. Oh, Sleep Token got me tearing. Bloody hell. I want to decipher the symbolic nature of these emblems. Are we fading out? Okay, we're fading out. We're fading out. Okay. Oh, I'm going to say this every single time, aren't I? That's now my new favorite. It was just so beautiful. The lyrics are so profound and meaningful, which you just don't hear nowadays in contemporary and modern music. So I know the song is a bit older. I think it's 6 or 7 years old. But I will happily take this over any of the shit that they play on the radio. Okay. That was my favorite part of the song. It was just the most exquisite compositional decision in this entire piece for me. And it lies in what doesn't change and what quietly does. The night comes down like heaven. We know that refrain. It stood in almost monastic isolation. It was spacious, meditative, allowing us to dwell entirely within the paradox of darkness being rendered as something sacred and beatific. However, in that section, those same words become interwoven with fragments of the preceding verse. Remember, the whites in your eyes turn black in the low light. In turning divine, we tangle endlessly. So it is as though memory itself is beginning to bleed into the refrain. The once solitary mantra now unable to exist without the intimate image that precedes it. And musically and poetically, That again is just sheer masterstroke, masterclass at work. So rather than functioning as a mere repetition, the refrain evolves into a tapestry, each returning line gathering emotional sediment from what has already been sung. The night is no longer an abstract concept or distant metaphor. It has become inseparable from the lover, for lack of a better word, from transformation, from longing, and from inevitable loss, which I think is a crux topic in the song. And even from a production point of view, the layering of the vocals just contributes to the sensation. It's creating the impression that thoughts, memories, and emotions are overlapping in real time, each vying gently for our own attention. And Vessel, well, Sleep Token, they understand that repetition should never be static. It should deepen with every recurrence. And by them allowing these lyrical echoes to intertwine, they transform a beautiful refrain into something almost, well, not almost, it's liturgical, where every repetition carries the accumulated weight of everything that came before it, leaving me with the impression that, well, I'm just overwhelmed. And we are not simply hearing the night descend, but feeling it envelop both the music and ourselves. Once again, Sleep Token, absolutely brilliant. This was my fourth reaction to them, and I have committed to a long-term deep dive of their discography. So please do subscribe, like, comment, share, and if you would like to support the channel further, you will find all of my donation links in the description below. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, do be kind, do be gentle, do be respectful to one another, and help each other out when you can. And I'll see you lot in the next video. Take care. Cheers.